Hello, everybody. All right, let's go ahead and get started here. All right, welcome to the Lancaster Town Hall, everybody. My name is Caitlin, and I'm the Director of Marketing. It's an absolute pleasure to be here tonight with all of you. I'm joined by some of my teammates. I have on screen, you're going to see Matt, our Director of Sales, Chris, the Director of Field Operations, and Michael, our Director of Customer Support. Behind the scenes, we also have Nick and Sage making this production possible. Together, we're going to share more about race communications, our fiber network in your area, and the opportunities that our services bring to your community. We can go to the next slide. And the next one. Perfect. Before we get started, we have some housekeeping to attend to. First, just to let everyone know, we are doing a live Q&A at the end of this town hall. So if you have questions, make sure to drop them in the chat. We will try to answer as many as we can. You can also put them in the Q&A function at the bottom of your screen. Again, we'll do that at the end of the presentation. So just keep those questions coming and we will definitely answer them at the end. And as you can see on your screen, go back up. We've got some exciting giveaways happening tonight. So first of all, if you're here and you're watching on one of our streams on Facebook or YouTube, and you haven't yet entered to win, if you register, you can use this QR code or the link in the chat. When you register, we will be entering you to win a couple of grand prizes. So there will be 2 winners that win 3 months of free internet. And then additionally, one person's going to win a grand prize of 6 months of free internet. And everyone who enters and fills out the form is eligible for 1 month of free internet. So make sure that you fill that form out and hopefully good luck. Hope you win. We'll go ahead and go to the next slide, please. All right, so we're going to talk a little bit about race communications. We can move to the next one. So we are a local California-based internet service provider. We've been installing fiber internet since the early 2000s, and right now we're currently servicing over 30 communities in California, just like yours. We really understand that internet is more than a utility. It's, at the core of every home. It's part of every thriving business, and it's a really important part of staying connected, whether it's a movie night with your family or you have a presentation at work that you can't freeze on, or staying up to date with your local news. Our services really ensure that you are connected to what matters most to you without compromising. We also believe in fair pricing for quality service. So you're getting what you pay for. You're making sure that you're getting the best internet without hidden fees or unexpected costs. Our services are also just designed around your lifestyle. We want to make it easy for you to use and reliable. And we also do that with having local customer support that treats you like a friend with low wait times. All right, we can go to the next slide, please. So we're going to go into the next slide and learn a little bit more about the Lancaster build and the project. So you can see on this screen, this is a proposed service area for Lancaster. We are here to support the diverse needs of your community and service over 57,000 homes and businesses in Lancaster. With that, we'll make sure that everyone from the tech-savvy users to people who just want internet that works, simple, reliable service, find value with us in race communications. So I mentioned it a little bit earlier, but we are the first internet service provider to bring 10 gigabit per second service to California. And that happened to be in Lancaster. Lancaster was the first community to have that service. But that's not all we're bringing. We aren't just a regular service provider. We're actively involved in the community and we host events. Some of you guys may have been to the Race on the Boulevard car show that happened last November. We have local warehouses, we have local team members. We're very invested in Lancaster. We're here for the long haul, and we're excited to help connect Lancaster to the world of possibilities that our high-speed fiber internet brings. So we're going to get into the specifics of our service and pricing, as well as the installation process and more. But now it's time for the first giveaway of the night. So Sage is going to drop that person's name into the webinar chat, and we will get that started. All right. So if your name is in the webinar chat right now, we will go ahead and announce that. It looks like the first winner here is Philip Planellis. If you are Philip, go ahead and send us a message. It is at Ann Latrice Hickman. Send us a message at sales@race.com and we will go ahead and get you connected to our services. With that, I'm going to kick it over to Matt, our Director of Sales, who's going to walk you through the products and services available in Lancaster.
Good evening, everybody. My name's Matt, Director of Sales, like Caitlin said. Thank you for taking the time and joining us tonight. We're super excited to talk to you all about who we are, what we provide. So let's go ahead and kick that off. If we can go to the next slide. So first of all, internet. Race Communications offers internet, phone, and TV service. We'll start with the different internet packages, but before we get into the differences between the 4 packages you see right here, I want to talk about what all 4 of them have. So the main point here is that Race Communications is a 100% fiber to the home provider. So that's what sets us apart. That's what's different. We don't use the old copper infrastructure that a lot of the other quote unquote, I'll call them competitors, use. We built a brand new network. I'm sure you saw us driving down your streets, digging up the roads, climbing the utility poles. And that's because we had to lay fiber optic cable throughout the city. We did not use any of the existing old copper network. So all 4 of the plans that you see here all run on 100% fiber network. So why does that matter? A fiber optic network has a much higher bandwidth than the old copper services. So the amount of data that can travel over our fiber network, which is literally strands of glass with light traveling through it for data, our data is literally moving at the speed of light. So we'll get to it, but you see on the far right, we offer a 10,000 megabit per second data plan. That's because fiber can. You're not going to see that with the other providers, not because they're choosing not to, but the old copper network just literally cannot support that amount of bandwidth. So all these plans, 100% fiber. The other big deal you'll see here, the first bullet point of every data package, the speed, upload and download. We call that symmetrical, when the speed is the same when you're downloading a file and uploading a file. Copper networks, you're not going to see that. They may offer a higher speed, a high-speed download option, but the upload is nowhere near. They are not symmetrical data speeds. Why does that matter? Who cares about the upload speed? If you're doing video conferencing, Zoom, how about what we're doing right now? Uploading data to the internet, sharing video and audio, that's where the upload is important. If you have security systems and you're uploading your cameras to a DVR, right? All your camera footage is going up into the cloud storage. That is upload. So really important to know the differences between the older copper networks and what Race Communication brings, which is fiber. No data caps on any of these. This is truly unlimited internet. You may see that other providers say unlimited, but at a certain point, they may throttle your speed, like some of the wireless providers, T-Mobile's, Verizon's. And that's just because their network can't handle if everybody jumped online and started downloading large files, they have to slow you down at a certain point. We do not. There is no throttling. It is truly unlimited data. On all of our plans, there are no contracts. This is also a big deal. I'm sure many of you have dealt with promotional offers. If you sign up for a year, 2 years, 3 years, then that fun promotional price disappears after a little bit. We don't play those games. We know that our service sells itself. We don't have to bait and switch you, lock you into a contract to keep you. Once fiber is brought to your home, we know you're going to be happy with it. No contracts with any of our plans. You can change between these data plans at any time. Free installation, another big deal. To get our fiber to your home is done at no cost. And remember, we're not using that existing copper cable that was ran to your home in 50 years ago to make it an easy installation. We still have to bring the fiber optic cable from the street to your home. And then we have to bring the fiber from the side of your home into your house to sign up your services. All of that free. There's no cost for us to get the network to your home. Chris will go into more detail in a little bit on the installation process in regards to that. And last but not least, a Wi-Fi router is included in these costs. You guys can see on the left here, 50, 35, 70, 120. That includes the cost of our wireless router. This is not an off-the-shelf Best Buy Wi-Fi router. This is a carrier class managed Wi-Fi router. Some of the benefits: if you have any questions or issues with your network in your home and you have our router, Michael's team sitting in one of our local offices here can remote into your network and troubleshoot. We very rarely have to roll a tech to your home to answer questions or make any adjustments, fix any issues. With our router, you get full remote technical support. So that's across every one of these plans. Let's go into the 4 different plans. So we have second from left, our 25 megabit per second plan, $35 a month. This is really designed for a light usage, entry-level usage, checking some emails, maybe streaming once in a while, but a light user for internet, but see the value of future-proofing their home and getting fiber to the house. Next up, on the far left, this is a new offering. If you guys looked into our offerings a couple months ago, you may not have seen this option. It's a new 500 megabit per second option. And really it is kind of like that third bullet point points out, the affordability meets speed package. So maybe you're not the heavy user, you don't have the gamers in the home, but you're adding some more smart devices in the home. You're starting to stream more devices. Maybe the grandkids are coming over more often because they heard you have race communications in the home. This is a really good middle package to suit those needs. Third from the left, 1 gigabit per second. And of course, 1 gigabit is 1,000 megabits per second. So now we're stepping up again. This is our most popular package by far. 1,000 megabits per second. And again, that's download and upload speed. Don't let the competitors fool you when they send you and say, oh, we offer a gig too. The upload speed is maybe 30, 40 megabits per second. It is nowhere near a true gigabit package. And with this package, it can handle most everything in the home. If you're working from home, schooling from home, you're a gamer, multiple gamers in the home, you're uploading large files, you're on Zoom calls all the time. With this package, you just don't have to worry. There's not going to be any latency lag of any kind. And that's why it's been our most popular package. And then on the far right, our 10 gigabit per second package. And this is a very big deal. We are one of, if not the only provider in the country who offers residential clients in a city like Lancaster 10,000 megabit per second speeds. So this is groundbreaking. Race always tries to be cutting edge. We are building the newest network. Why not provide literally the fastest speed you can get in the nation? Who's going to use this? This is a lot of bandwidth. But there are, if you're gamers and you have LAN parties, you want multiple people coming over, hooking up their stations. Obviously smart homes, if you've got, 20 plus devices in your home, all on the internet, large file uploads, downloads, or you want to just say that you have the fastest internet in the nation, that's what the 10 gig plan is. You are literally future proofing yourself. You will never have to worry about who's on, how many devices are connected. So those are the current data internet offerings for Lancaster. We can go next slide, please. TV. So of course, Race also offers TV service. This is a streaming TV service. This is not the old TV technology where you have to have a set-top box and then coax cable through the walls and then, HDMIs. This is an app, just like you downloaded your Netflix app, just like you downloaded Hulu, Disney Plus. You would literally search your app store for Race TV and you would download the app. Benefits of this. It's a streaming app, which means it uses the internet to broadcast the audio and the video. Well, you're broadcasting it over a fiber network to your home. So you're going to have the most bandwidth, which means the best video quality and the best audio quality with our network streaming it. Devices. Now you can watch TV on anything, not just a TV, right? I think a lot of us are now used to throwing Netflix on our phone, our tablets. Do the same thing with our TV service. This is live TV that you can watch on any device that can download our application. There's 3 different channel packages. Feel free to head to our website to see the channel listings. Again, no contracts. So if you want to try out the TV, you can switch between the channel packages at any time. We're not locking you into anything. We can go next slide, please. I think we have some screenshots. So here's just some screenshots of the TV service. On the left here, this is just a screenshot on a mobile device of our Race TV application. Once you're in the application, the TV application has an algorithm and it kind of learns the different programs that you watch, and it will showcase different shows, movies, series that, fit your interests based on your activity on there. We can go next slide, please. You can see in the middle here, it is a standard live TV guide like you're used to. So you would literally just scroll through, you see the channel numbers, the network on the left, the current show, very easy to use interface. On the right-hand side, on the top left, you see the 125.9 at 150 hours. That's how much storage space you have for recordings. So this is a cloud DVR service. So you can record up to 150 hours of content. You don't need a separate box, DVR box to record this. It's all in the cloud. You literally just click a button on any device that has the application. You can record a single show. You can record a series. All of those familiar options are available, but up to 150 hours of recording space is available. Do we have another TV slide? No. But real quick, let me go back again on the TV. There's the cloud DVR service, and I want to emphasize no additional equipment is required to watch Race TV. Again, this is a streaming app. If you have a Fire Stick, if you have an Apple TV, if you have a smart TV that uses the Google Play Store, you don't need a box from us. You sign up for the service, you download the app, we give you the login information, and you're done. It's very easy to use. Now, if you don't currently have a smart TV streaming device compatible, we do offer. So we can bring one out. If we come out to do the installation and we discover you're not able to download the application, we can provide a streaming set-top box for you. So no matter what, you will be able to watch our content on the day of your installation. Okay, I think we're ready to go to the next. So phone. So last but not least, Race also offers home phone service. So again, the signal comes over the same fiber optic network, so amazing audio quality, and it's only $10 a month. $10 a month will get you unlimited calling. We're talking US, Canada, Puerto Rico. You can call international. Our website, I believe, has the international rates, or feel free to give us a call and we can get you that information. A lot of people choose this service. Peace of mind, $10 a month. If you have kids at home, just knowing that there is that phone available for that E911 services, it's a great option. The other benefit to our phone service, our fiber network does have power backup redundancy. If there's a power outage in the city, if you can get power to our equipment in your home, you see there's a battery backup available, or if you have your own battery backup, anything will work, generator, whatever. Race network does not go down in a power outage. So if you can get power to our equipment in your home, you can make calls, incoming and outgoing. If your cell phone dies, you're not able to charge it, maybe in the power outage, your local cell tower goes down because they don't have the power redundancy. We do. So, okay, I think we're good on the phone. We can go next. Last but not least, place your order. Some exciting news. If you are in our service area of Lancaster, anybody can place an order right now. I don't know if you saw on the earlier map, we are still building the network in Lancaster. We are still actively putting fiber in the ground and building the network. Even if we haven't built in front of your home yet, you can get in line now. So please do so. Go to our website, scan this QR code, call us. We can search your address, get your order placed. Again, no contracts, no money up front. You're not locked into nothing, but get in line now. We'll either be able to schedule your install immediately, or we'll put you on the wait list so that as soon as we're done building our network in front of your house, you would be the first one to be scheduled for an installation. I think that's it. Thank you, everybody.
All right, now it is time for the second giveaway of the night. This is another one for 3 months of free internet. Sage, if you want to pop that lucky winner in the chat. Barry White, congratulations. So if you look in the chat, you can either give us a call at that number right there or email us at sales@race.com and we'll get you started on your order. Congratulations, Barry. With that, I'm going to kick it over to Chris, our Director of Field Operations, who will walk us through the installation process and a couple of other neat applications we have. There we go. He is back. Thank you for your patience.
All right. Can everyone hear me?
Yep.
Gotta love Bluetooth. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So I'm Chris, the Director of Field Operations. As I was trying to say, my team consists of our dispatch team, our scheduling team, our field techs that do all the installations, the drop crews and the troubleshooting crews. So that's what our team does. You guys see the photo of Uriel. He is actually one of our field techs that works in Lancaster and lives in Lancaster. So I'm going to go over what to expect for the installation and some other things. Next slide, please. So step one, I did see some questions in the Q&A. Step one of our process is the drop. The drop can happen two different ways, either aerial from the pole to the home in the air, or underground. This is determined at the time of our engineering process. Our field techs go out there. It's already determined. If you guys see you have an aerial plant in your neighborhood, your power is fed aerially. Generally, you're going to have an aerial drop from your home. The drop is actually the fiber that connects to our fiber backbone and connects to the side of your home. We place a clamshell on the side of your home. That's a termination point for the installation part of the home. We do wrap home with fiber. The fiber is a very small cord, about the size of an iPhone charger. It's black, it's paintable. You don't see it. The other way we do a drop to the home is underground. There's a couple different ways we can do an underground drop, whether we're going to trench it, look at existing utilities or utility conduit. If it's free and available and there's nothing in it, we're going to use it. There is different processes we can do for underground, but we do full restoration on the home. So it does look very clean when it's done. There's also a video on YouTube if you guys want to check it out. We talk about it there. Next slide, please. So step 2, the installation. After the drop is complete, one of our field techs like Yuri will come out. He'll meet with a homeowner or adult that's going to be home. We need that person to be decision maker. We do have some decisions and some choices to make that field tech's going to go over with you. It's going to be based on where the router placement's going to be. We have to be close to an exterior wall. As I said, we wrap around the house, bring the fiber in. A lot of times if you work from home office, you're going to want to put it in the office by your computer. You can get a direct link into our router with our fast internet Matt was explaining. People, if they're gaming or want it in their living room, they can put it in their living room. There's some things we have to watch. You don't want it around appliances, TVs, microwaves, or printers. That's going to actually not help your Wi-Fi coming out. So if you guys use a lot of Wi-Fi devices, your kids, anybody else, you got to watch appliances and things like that. Our field tech definitely has the knowledge to know where to place it to get the best Wi-Fi coverage. For larger homes, we have things called mesh units we can add to this to extend the Wi-Fi through the home. That's a wireless connection. So that, like, again, the techs will go over it. Step 3, please. Step 3. So Wi-Fi test. What sets us apart at Race, once we get our router installed, we make sure you guys have a good Wi-Fi signal through the home. There's a photo on the left and the photo on the right. The left side is where we place the router in a home. The blue is where the router is, and as it gets away from it, turns to the red colors. Red and orange isn't a good thing. That's when you're starting to lose some Wi-Fi signal. On the right side, we have the after we replaced the mesh unit. You can see where the little dot is. That's where the router is, kind of spun around. Where the other bluish dot is, that's actually another mesh unit. It was a pretty big home. I think this one was like 2,300 feet. Where it turns orange is actually in the middle of the person's driveway. They had an RV and wanted to make sure they could get Wi-Fi to their RV for when they had family staying over. So they did, this tech actually did indoor and outdoor. You do have to watch that with firewalls and protection. You know, Wi-Fi doesn't really reach outside, but it can with proper placement. So our tech is going to go through your home, make sure you have good Wi-Fi coverage. That's going to get you Wi-Fi coverage for our TV, our wireless TV, to make sure you guys are streaming, no pixelation, no spinning wheels. It's going to give you guys the best Wi-Fi you can. Next slide, please. After that, the tech's going to go over Race Command IQ. This is an application for your iPhones or Android devices. It gives you the power to control your internet. You're able to set up a guest network, give people passwords when they come in. It gives you a QR code. You can share it very easily. You control time off and time on. So if you have kids, you want to shut the internet off at 10 o'clock so they go to bed. I don't have kids. Maybe it's 9 o'clock now. I'm sure Matt or Caitlin can correct me if I'm wrong there, but yeah, you can shut it off at 9 o'clock, turn it back on at 7 a.m. If you just want to shut the internet off, you don't want them to have it, you can shut it off. You can shut it off by device or by your children. It's not where you just shut the internet off for everybody. It chooses the device. That's what that network is. You can see the different ones on there. It does parental controls. You can restrict certain websites you don't want the kids to go on, and things like that. It's a really good thing to have at the house for controlling your internet. Next slide, please. That's it. Next step is enjoying your fast gigabit internet. And Michael, for the Director of Customer Support, is up next.
Hello, thank you, Chris, and thank you everybody for attending. My name is Michael Josu, and I am the Director of Customer Support here at Race Communications. Our carrier, we do provide a carrier class router for everybody who signs up for our internet services. Our carrier class router comes with Wi-Fi 6 technology, and what that does is that allows us to maximize throughput and wireless coverage throughout your home. Our router also allows for MIMO, multi-in, multi-out, which basically allows the router to communicate with multiple devices, while older technology would only communicate to a single device in the home at a time. Our routers also come with the latest security protocols, WPA3, which is the latest when it comes to a secured wireless connection. And when using our router, you'll have peace of mind knowing that we update the firmware to ensure that you always have the latest security protocols in place. No action is required on your end. We'll take care of making sure the router is always up to date. When using us as your internet provider, we also have access to valuable insights surrounding the devices in questions. So let's say you need to reach out because you're having information surrounding maybe speed or connectivity to a device. With the insights that we can see on the router side, we can use it to troubleshoot issues that you may be experiencing. So let's say, like I was mentioning, you're having that issue, you call in, email in for support. Our agents will be able to remotely log in and review those details surrounding that device and then offer a solution. If we're seeing speed-related issues, we can see if the device is hardwired or wireless, or if the chipset, let's say on the device itself, is not capable of that, we can see that with the analytics. We can also see things like range. If it's outside of the Wi-Fi coverage area, we can also look to provide a mesh unit, or possibly maybe you have another router or some other type of device in the home broadcasting Bluetooth or some certain type of frequency. We can also check to see if interference is affecting the connection as well from those signals that may be throughout the home. Depending on those details, our agents will take you down our troubleshooting path to resolve your issue without needing us to come into the home. If we cannot resolve your issue remotely, for example, let's say the power company was working on the poles, damaged the line to the home, or hey, I spilled some liquid all over the equipment, my service is down, a tech must come on site to restore services. Our agents will be able to schedule your appointment by the end of the call to reduce town time. We aim to roll out to your home within 24 hours once a truck roll has been identified. And a huge majority of our support can be resolved remotely, but in that instance of us needing to roll out as needed, peace of mind knowing we're doing everything we can to resolve your issue as quickly as possible. There are so many benefits to using our router, but one of the things that I like the most is we include all of these features and the router at no additional cost. That's right, we'll provide this router at no cost, no router rental charges, everything's included. If you like, you can provide your own router. However, you'll lose access to all the benefits like us being able to remotely troubleshoot or use the Race Command IQ app that you saw on the last slide. So really, we do recommend that you use our router for the best experience. I know Michael had a question about putting our equipment into bridge mode. We are able to put our equipment into bridge mode. So if you do have a home network, we can put it into that profile. We can get it connected, and then we'll be able to run the services through your equipment. But again, we won't be able to remotely troubleshoot it, or you won't be able to utilize that Race Command IQ app. Our support department is open 7 days a week from 8 a.m. to midnight, and we can be reached via phone, email, or chat, whichever is more convenient for you. Our support staff is located in our office in Lancaster or from the comfort of their home, as we employ both on-site and remote employees here in the state of California. We're happy to see our support staff local to the areas and excited to bring fiber to the city of Lancaster. And now I'm going to pass the mic back to Caitlin for our final giveaway of the night. Thank you, everybody, and back to Caitlin.
All right, it is time for the third giveaway of the night. This is for the big one. It's for 6 months of free internet with Race Communications. So Sage, if you can drop that lucky winner in the chat, let's see who it is. Paul, you got 6 months of free internet. Congratulations. I think you're going to love it. Go ahead and either email us at sales@race.com or give us a call at 877-722-3833. Sorry. And we will go ahead and get you connected. Congratulations. All right, you can go to the next slide. All right, so now we have entered the Q&A portion of the night. I'll start kind of reading some of these off. We got a lot of Q&A in the chat, and we will answer as many as we can in the time that we have here. So let's see here. The first one is from Jim Smith. Do you provide service to the schools in Lancaster?
Yeah, I can speak to that one. So Most school districts go through a program, I believe it's called E-rate, where different providers can bid on providing services to schools. So we are currently in the process of signing up for that program so that we can offer our services to school districts. But our network is built and is being built to feed schools and school districts in our footprint so that if we are able to move forward with those orders, we can. So hopefully
We
that
also
answers your
have
question.
local churches, city parks, all of that kind of stuff. So as long as it's within the fiber footprint, that's absolutely a possibility to do.
Yep.
All right. The next question here is from Janice, and it is, how do you connect to the home? Do you use existing utility conduits?
Yeah, I kind of answered this in my side, but yeah, we will use existing conduits. Just depends. Our field techs, when they come out, especially if it's underground, I should have mentioned it earlier, we have to do what's called a USA ticket. We have to white line the area in front of your home. We put a USA ticket in, we get the utilities marked, power, water, you know, any kind of gas lines, anything like that. It takes a couple days to get that done. Once that's done, we come and do the dig. So yeah, we do look at using existing conduit if it's there. Depends where our vault's placed on the property. If it's easy to get to, a lot of the times it's easier for us to just do our own conduit in the ground and dig to the side of the house and do a nice job of cleaning it up.
All right, thank you. And this one hits close to marketing home. What happened to your interactive map on the website that showed the areas you were working on? So, Matt, do you want to take that one?
Sure. So I know one of the reasons that we had an interactive map is to show obviously the progress of construction. And then I think you could click on different zones and it could tell you if you can order now. But what we found is with the construction progress, with all the variables of construction, permitting, et cetera, it was hard to keep the map accurate and updated for you. And it seemed to cause more confusion with our consumers. And so that's why we've opened up the pre-sale order forms for everybody. So now you don't have to stare at the map, click around to determine when you can place an order based on the construction. Anybody, if you're in the service area, and again, to verify if you're in the service area, please go to our website, put your address in. If anything's weird or your address isn't coming up correctly, you believe, please call us. But we can place orders now for anybody and not have to rely on a map that was giving you guys more confusion and some inaccurate data.
Thank you. All right, next question we have is from Lance C, and he is asking, if a mesh system exists, do we replace it with the router, or can the router be connected to the mesh unit via Ethernet? Chris, I feel like this is right up your alley.
It is. You can use your existing mesh. What I always suggest when our customer's home, let's test out our router. Our router actually gives really good Wi-Fi off. A lot of times you can even eliminate most mesh unit systems. We don't actually install a lot of mesh units from Race because the router is that good. So once that tech places the router in the home, we'll do that heat map. Just moving the router up or down 2 feet, a lot of times changes that whole heat map. We were in a house, I want to say it was actually Lancaster, one of the first installs we did, and it was in a living room, and I couldn't figure out why the Wi-Fi wasn't getting 20 feet away. And I was talking to the customer, and he said, that used to be an outside wall. That was my garage. So I lifted it up, got away from that 4-foot wall, and it just blasted the whole house with Wi-Fi. So yes, it can happen, but I think you really need to test out our router and see. Our techs are going to do it when they do the install. So a lot of times you can eliminate unnecessary mesh units in the home, and it's going to give you better Wi-Fi. If you have a lot of mesh units and they're not set up properly, you can have conflicting, wireless in your house. So we really make sure we don't do that with your devices. Hopefully that answered it pretty good.
Yeah, thank you so much. All right, we have a question in from Jim Smith. It says, do you have a slider URL for the pricing info that we can refer family and friends to? So on our website currently, the pricing is behind an address checker. But Jim, if you want to email marketing@race.com, I can get you all of the pricing in a PDF format that you can go ahead and share with your family and friends. And the next question we have is from Shanae, and it is, how easy would it be to switch from another internet provider?
Easy. Does that answer it? All you have to do is, place your order with Race. Do not cancel your current provider until we are active in your home. So place your order. Once you've placed your order, we'll either schedule your install or put you on the wait list. Once your installation happens, the in-home installation, and your services are active with us, you can go ahead and call your current provider and cancel those services. I do want to make sure everybody's careful. If you are wanting to bring your phone number over, I don't think I talked about this with our phone line, but you can port your existing phone number you have now to our services. Don't cancel your home phone line until it's active with Race. But to answer your question, simple. Place an order, let us do our free install, call your current provider and cancel.
One thing I want to add, Matt, once our router's up, we need to disconnect their router, because if we don't, we're going to have conflicting Wi-Fi going through the house. And a lot of times
interference.
It creates a lot of truck rolls where, why is my Wi-Fi slow? It's because you're actually still on your old internet. That two megs you're getting out, you're on your old internet. You're not on a gig internet device. So we got to make sure we power all your mesh units down, all your other devices from your old provider, because it's going to cause a lot of issues. I've seen where a lot of customers ask if they should leave theirs on. Absolutely not. Shut it off. It's going to create issues. But don't do it until your internet's up.
Yep.
All right. So we have a question from Tom coming in. It is, what is the service charge if an issue cannot be troubleshooted remotely and we have to come out to the home or business?
I could pick that one up. Hey, Tom. So if we need to roll out and the issue is something that's identified on our end, then there's no charge for the rollout. Now, if we need to roll out and, let's say, replace the equipment because something spilled on it, or like the dog chewed on the line or something along that nature, you were doing some work in the front yard and accidentally, dug into the ground and hit the conduit or something like that, then we do have a service charge of $95 to roll out for the first hour, and then $95 per hour after that, depending on what needs to be done. But if anything's on our end, we'll repair it at no cost to you if we have to roll out.
Yeah, most service charges, Michael, or most service appointments are less than an hour. We clean things up pretty quick, so just want to add that in there.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, we have just a few more questions. There's a couple that are pretty similar, and they are along the lines of, can you use your router? Can you use your own router? Can you use your own mesh units? All along that line.
Yeah, I think I cleaned that up a little bit in my last comment. Let us check ours out. Make sure, show you you're going to get better Wi-Fi with our routers. Then absolutely you can. That's just a discussion to have with the field tech. They'll actually shut the Wi-Fi off on our router, and then you can connect to ours. You're still going to have our router. That's where our fiber connects in. It's a fiber handoff out at our router, so you're going to have to use it. But we can shut it off so you can use your equipment if you choose to.
Perfect. All right, and we have another one from Victor. In the spirit of shutting off, Victor wants to know, can you put your router on a schedule to stop it transmitting at night?
I could pick that one up. Hey, Victor, so we don't have a way to set up a schedule to turn off the radio frequencies of the Wi-Fi every night. However, through the Command IQ app, you'll be able to log in and shut down the wireless frequencies or radios manually. So you will have the option of being able to just pick up your phone, click on the app, shut down the Wi-Fi bands, but we don't have a way to set it up on a schedule to where it would shut off nightly.
Thank you, Michael. Now we have a question from a Michael, and that is, we're getting a lot of router questions. Does the router you provide have multi-gig WAN/LAN ports or any SFP plus ports?
It does not. It does have an SFP port, but that is for us to use to deliver fiber into the router. Our routers do, if you order the 10 gig, it'll have a 10 gig handoff, and then each port on that router is an additional gig handoff. Hopefully that answers your question.
Yeah,
Michael.
so the ONT is a 10 gig Ethernet handoff, not SFP. But if you have your own equipment router with, SFP ports, you're more than welcome to utilize that.
All right, awesome. I think that's about all in the chat. If anyone has one, this is about your last couple minutes to drop it in here. We've got another one from Jim real quick. Do you offer the ability to plug the fiber directly into your own gear?
No, we do not. It has to go through our gear to link to our network. Is probably the simplest answer there.
Perfect. All right. Well, I think, we got one in the regular chat as well here from Pam. Does your current, this one's a good one for us. Does your current router work well for extreme ends of a 2-story house? There's a couple answers for that, really.
Yeah, it depends on the build of the house. If you have an open floor plan, I'm going to say it's going to work. If you have an old historic home where, thick walls, and it just really depends. And that's the importance of doing a Wi-Fi test. It tells everything you need to know right away. And the tech is going to show you that. It's on his phone. He can show you the Wi-Fi, the heat map as he was walking around, and show you the map where you have dead spots and get mesh units in there to correct it.
Yes, and Pam, I'm going to also put one of our blogs in the chat that might kind of explain some of what Chris has said about different materials that can cause weak Wi-Fi signals and all of that kind of stuff, just so you can learn a bit more. And put that in for you. All right, I think that we've answered most of the questions here for the night. So I think on that note, we can let you guys out a little bit early. Definitely thank you so much for coming to this town hall. We really appreciate everyone coming. Don't forget that you can place a pre-order anywhere in Lancaster. So go ahead and place that pre-order. You can scan this QR code right here. You can go ahead and just type in race.com/order or give us a call at 877-722-3833. And if you think of any questions after this, feel free to reach out to us. You can reach out to me at marketing@race.com and I'll answer any questions that you have. So thank you so much for spending the night with us and taking time out of your busy schedule to learn a little bit more about race. And that concludes the town hall. Bye, guys.
Thanks,
Thank you.
everybody.
Thanks, everybody.
Have a good night.